I thought they did a great job. You know, we got a lot of stuff in. I thought they played hard for a really long period of time. I think our freshmen held up well. Gio played great for us. You know, on that second team. He's with the second team right now because he's ineligible till we play against Kansas. We're going to look at him and Mo together on Sunday. But I'm really pleased with what they did. The veterans led it well, and we played hard. We're not there. Obviously, we're not there yet. But for a first day, that was really, really good.
How much different is their conditioning versus now?
It's off the charts. I mean, I can't say enough about the job Sean Brown did with these guys in the summertime and in the fall in terms of conditioning, weightlifting, quickness. These guys took yoga classes. I mean, we're at a whole nother level conditioning-wise. Those guys actually had a lot left at the end of practice, which I was really, really glad to see.
Is that going to make playing a lot of minutes easier for guys like Alex?
It should. I mean, Alex never got in condition the whole last year because he missed the whole training camp. He missed first 2 games. He never really got in shape, and he wore down as the year went on, consequently. You know, the 2 things that we're going to have to do is, because we still have really short numbers, as you know, especially until Gio gets back, the 2 things we're going to have to do is really save their legs, you know, go hard when you go hard, and save their legs when it's time to do that. That's why we're in a 3-day one-off mode. We'll be 3 days on, 1 off, 3 days on, 1 off. And once we get to playing games, we'll kind of NBA it. We'll go hard only 1 time a week.
Third big Curtis or Evan or?
Not sure yet. You know, maybe we'll play smaller. Maybe play. You know, I think we got to be prepared to do a lot of different things as a team because we're gonna be faced with some different situations. You know, Gio's, you know, just one guy, but that's a big one guy because he can play both guard spots and guard 3 spots and all that.
Not that you're bringing up stuff like the NCAA tournament to these guys on the first day of practice, but knowing that it's out there, it seems like the guys are a lot more excited.
Well, anybody,
the possibilities this year.
Yeah, anybody would. You know, as we all saw from January 8th on last year, these guys fought as hard as they could against, you know, the prospect of not having much out there. We want to be an NCAA tournament team. I don't know if we will be or not, but we want to be, and that should be our goal. And you know, we've got some pieces. Some of those young guys are really good pieces, and they're talented players. Gio's a talented player. Aaron Fuller, when he gets eligible a year from now, is a talented player. So, you know, we probably, you know, need to be a little bit slow in our approach. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to overload them. And we've got about 15, 18 calls in already, 4 sideline outs, 3 under out of bounds, press break. We got all that stuff in already, so we're way ahead of where we've been in the past.
Can this team be as good defensively as a team last year?
They will be.
They will be. Is it just a matter of them learning the system and they'll get it?
It is.
Personnel doesn't matter.
Yeah, personnel does matter. Size and strength matters. You know, Marcus and Mike and Dwight all had a lot of experience. They were experienced guys. They were older, except for Dwight, than their age because they were transfers. So we're asking guys like Mo and Gio and Bryce and Garrett and Curtis to do things as true freshmen. You know.
Does Bryce fit as like tonight? He just doesn't look like a freshman. I mean,
he's made great strides.
Okay.
Yeah, he's made great strides. He's you know, Bryce is a guy that has never been in condition in his whole life. And like when I talked to these guys when they were still in high school about conditioning, they're like, yeah, I'm in good shape, KO. Yeah, right. You know, I mean, they don't understand conditioning at the level we want them to be conditioned. And Bryce is still a long ways off strength and conditioning-wise, but you can see he's got some abilities to do some innate things that will help us.
It looked like Mo is pretty under control.
He's great.
Out there
he really is. Hey, Mo's everything you want in a point guard. You saw some of those finishes in traffic he made. He can do it right and left-handed. He's a very good shooter, and he knows how to make the right plays. He's very in control.
For a guy who scored 30 points a game, it doesn't look like he has to shoot the ball.
He doesn't. No, and there'll be times he will. Like we got down the end of the clock tonight. He hit a couple jump shots at the end. He can create things. He's your true point guard. He's a pass first, make plays guy first, and you know, have to score second. He'll do it.
Even though if you looked at the stats for this team from last year, you would say that offense should be the the emphasis? It seemed like at the beginning of practice you were really harping on defense, helping out.
We'll do that every practice. Our first 45 minutes to an hour of every practice is going to be defense.
Last year, Evan kind of played early on and then didn't play. I think you said a lot of that was because of his defense inabilities. Do any of these freshmen, I mean, Garrett, is he a little bit better in that aspect? Maybe he could log significant time all year long?
I think we're going to need everybody. The way, if you look at it, because Dwayne Dedman has a scholarship in January, Aaron has one, and Gio has one, and we're out one. We've only really got 9 scholarship players right now. And 4 of those guys are freshmen. So, 4 of them are freshmen. So, we are what we are, but we're gonna get better in a hurry. I mean, if you see us a week from now, we're gonna be a lot better.
Maurice looks like the shot looks different.
Who?
Marcus.
Marcus.
I'm sorry.
Marcus has become a great mid-range shooter. I don't know how he'll shoot it from 3, but he's become a great mid-range shooter. And he's in great condition. Obviously, he's put on about 12 pounds of muscle. So, I'm looking for these guys. Those guys have to have big years for us.
Did Marcus kind of win you over a little bit with his play in the last couple games last year?
He did, because basically I told him going into the Arizona trip, stay off the three-point line, drive the ball to the basket, and play defensively, and he had 2 great games. So I'm thinking, well, I know he's going to pick up from that point on, and he's going to play great the whole year.
Gio kind of seems like a guy who would be a team leader on the team.
He'll be great.
Is it hard for him to still be a leader while not playing?
I think he's one of the most respected guys in our locker room by other guys, if not the most respected already. It's difficult when you're not playing. Obviously, you can do a lot more with short pants and sneakers on than you can jeans and dress shoes. I mean, it's just the way it is. But we'll have him back for the Kansas game, which would be great. And that's a tough road trip going into that. So his experience of playing in big games will help us there. But he's going to be a very good leader. I have a lot of confidence in Gio.
He said you might look into next year doing a Midnight Madness thing just to kind of get the players a little amped up.
I told him, let's see how good they are. I told them that they were all BSing about mid. I'd be happy to practice from midnight till 3. If they want to do Midnight Madness, we'll have madness. Bring them right back at 8. Bring them back again in the afternoon at 2. You guys know this. In a pro town, Midnight Madness goes over like a lead balloon. Let's face it. You better have a top 5 team if you're getting ready to have Midnight Madness in L.A. or Chicago. Who did?
Caltech.
Good for them. I'm happy for them.
Nicola was saying he expects you guys are going to run more.
Who's that?
Nicola was talking about. He said you're going to definitely run.
Well, we have better running point guards, in Mo and Gio. Mike Garrity was great at press breaking and stuff like that, but not a great running point guard. And I think we got Marcus Simmons is running the court well. Bryce runs the court very well. So we're trying to make that an emphasis to get some easy baskets instead of just grinding all the time.
Do you think this team has more playmakers than last year?
I think there's a chance they could become more playmakers than last year. Whether they do or not remains to be seen. But yeah, I do. Again, Gio's a real playmaker, as you can see. I mean, he can get shots for himself and 4 other guys. So, once he gets back, it'll really help us.
Bryce picked up a couple of passes and took them back in transition. Do you think that's going to be something that he's going to be doing during the season too?
I think Bryce has the ability to do that. He's doing a much better job of disciplining himself on when to do that and what plays to make and when to make a gamble and make sure it's a good gamble. For a freshman, I thought he had a great first practice. A great first practice.
How does Nick look with the added weight? I think he said he gained like 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah, the good thing is his body fat went down as he gained the weight. He still needs upper body strength, which he'll get. But I think Nick has, obviously Nick's a guy that's going to be a huge part of our team. So, I liked a lot of the things he did tonight. I mean, he was aggressive. He made plays. He made plays for other guys. He really did a good job. 8:30 tomorrow, noon on